5. For those that don't know me, I'm Norman Nixon. I'm a student success specialist here at Community College Preparatory Academy. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Some of y'all look at me like this. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So much. Welcome to our first town hall meeting for this school year. All my returning students, just clap it up. Returning students, returning students, clap it up. If you are new students, clap it up. We can do a little better. I got any October birthdays in the house. Anybody born in October in the audience? What about online? Any October birthdays?
Yeah.
Yes, we do.
Okay, very good. So you were born during the month of October. We want to say happy birthday to you.
Thank you.
Enjoy your day. And we got some ice cream for you too. To celebrate your birthday. You born in the month of October. Also, get ready at some point near the end, we want to let people do shout outs. So if you got a teacher or a staff member or even a fellow student that you want to shout out, we're going to allow you to do shout out. This always brings a good spirit to our meetings. Okay, let me do this. Do I have any MOS students in the house this morning? MOS, let's clap it up, MOS. Do I have any CompTIA students in the audience? CompTIA, they probably evening students, so I'm gonna clap it up for the CompTIA students. The HVAC students. Do I have any computer essential students? Clap it up for them. Any IT fundamental students? Okay, clap it up for them. I happen to have any GED students in the house. I think that's why I did y'all last. I think we on y'all home turf, so we understand. We got y'all. So town hall meeting students are a great opportunity for us to come together, share information. If you have concerns, we will attempt to address your concerns as best that we can, or follow up and make sure that we deal with that. I want to give a big round. I want y'all to give a big round of applause to everybody that did anything. Yesterday was our last day to enroll students. So that process is over. So anybody that had anything to do with getting you enrolled, we are here. It's time to rock and roll and to get the results that we need as a school, and to make sure that you do the work that you do so that you can be successful in the pathway that you're on. So the first thing I want to do is and this is a pleasure too, because I've been knowing this gentleman, and I'm not trying to date him. I'm not trying to age him. I ain't trying to age him. But I've been knowing this brother for, not to call him a brother, for probably close to at least 30-something years. So he's known me for a long time. We want to welcome him back. It's a pleasure to have him. He's going to be serving as our interim director of the SEM unit. Let's give a round of applause for Mr. Thomas Gold. Welcome back, Mr. Gold. Good to have you in the house. He's been with us before. He was here around the beginning when we started the school, so we're glad to have him back. So Dr. Henry, who will be virtual, we have some new staff that we want to introduce to you. We're glad to have him as a part of the team. One of them, I'm not going to date him either. One of them used to work with my kids when they were at Stewart House Middle School. And he reminded me of it when he saw me. He kept looking at me. I was looking at him. He said, "Hey, Mr. Nixon." I said, "Hey, who are you?" He said, "How are your kids doing?" So, that's always a good thing. And then, as a parent, you hope they're not coming to you and saying, "Yeah, your kids are cut up in school. Your kids get suspended all the time." No, my kids are doing well. He was surprised to find out my daughter was in grad school. So we'll have Dr. Henry come at this time and introduce the new staff.
Dr. Henry, are you ready?
I am ready. Can you hear me?
This is like one of those,
Yes, we
award their award. They gotta come up on the screen.
I'll come up on the screen. Good morning, everyone. I am excited to introduce to some and reintroduce to others our newest assessment coordinator, Ms. LaShawn Sias. Give Ms. Sias a round of applause. And our newest interventionist that Mr. Nixon was referring to, Mr. Olutayo Ayodeji. I want to welcome Mr. Ayodeji to the academics and training team and the CCPrep family. I wish I can't hear y'all applause. So.
Hey.
Sorry, we're on mute.
This is what you do. When the person can't hear you, when you hear a prayer community, just do like this. That's a sign of applause. Right.
There you go. Back to you, Ms. Nixon. I guess I'm coming up later with our updates.
Actually, you're next.
I'm doing that now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I can
Before you start, how many people know what Dr. Henry's job is in CCPrep? How many people know? He's the Director of Academics and Training. Director of Academics and Training. You can go ahead, Dr. Henry.
Thank you, sir. So I want to congratulate everyone who enrolled in class this week. And it is great to see so many of you in person. The buzz and the energy is just so invigorating to all of us. So we are glad to have you back. And as we close out this second cohort for our fall 2021 school year, we're excited to get started and look forward to celebrating you as you move through your respective pathways. Many of you have already began several assessments during this orientation week of class, and that has included some North Star, some learning style assessments, the locator assessment in our intervention software called Aztec. And all of this, again, is being used to help us gauge accurately how best to instruct and to support you in your growth. And that's not just your technical path, but your overall growth, making sure that you're academically prepared and ready to move forward. And I want to remind you of a few things today as we start off, because a good start is an indicator how you're going to finish. So your attendance is very, very important to your success. So please be sure to communicate with your instructors if you do have an emergency, because things will come up. We want to make sure that you're covered and you get the material and you take the responsibility for getting what you have missed from class. I want to appreciate everyone and thank everyone for their compliance with our mask and sign-in protocols that are being followed, and want to encourage you to continue. Also want to acknowledge the improvement in our scheduling and completion. I know for some people that might be a bad word, but that's a great word for us because it helps us to start off working with you. All of you who have not had your scores reviewed yet, your assigned interventionists to your classes will be completing that with you over the next week or two. And also want to remind you that your post-tape assessment is built into your class. So during your intervention time, you will complete that post-tape assessment. And the main purpose of your interventions, remember this, is to support you in making those gains that in the areas that you scored the lowest on in your initial TABE assessment. And so you'll have a wonderful outcome at the end with your certifications, your completions, but also you'll be able to say that I made gains in these areas. So these areas are no longer a weakness for me. So I want to encourage you to take advantage of your math and your English language arts interventionists, because they are specialists in their area and their main goal is to make sure that you show improvement. Want to again welcome our newest staff members, Ms. Sias and Mr. Ayodeji. We are looking forward to great things as they come and complement our family. And we have another returning opportunity for you, and I'm going to invite Mr. Ball to come up and share a little bit about that, and then I'll come up with our last piece. Mr. Ball.
Good morning, everybody. It's a pleasure to be here today with all of our bright, shining faces virtually, and for those of you in person. I'm missing that vibe in person, but I'll see y'all a little bit later today. So what I want to share with us today as a school community is the information about CCPrep internships. As you all know, CCPrep is dedicated not only to help you inside classrooms, but also moving forward in terms of your career growth and opportunities. And sometimes when we can offer those opportunities inside the school, we absolutely do that, and we offer those internships exclusively to CCPrep students and alumni. So I want you to know that we had an opportunity for 3 internship slots for this fall. We have completed our recruitment and selection, and we have those 3 interns selected, and we can't wait for them to start with our help desk team on October the 18th. We will be communicating with those interns today to notify those who have been selected, and they will start with us on October the 18th. We will have future internship opportunities beginning towards the beginning of the 2022 calendar year. So in January and February, be on the lookout for advertisements and flyers from us about various internship opportunities for students at CCPrep. We will be clear about the credential or prior experience that may, or not prior experience, but the credential or training that may be required for students entering those internships. But that is all part of our pursuit of our mission and vision to make CCPrep a place that helps us become stronger lifelong learners and also makes us more able to go out and pursue viable employment. We start that in-house with our students. So for those of you who are currently engaged in one of our pathways and you're getting ready to hit a milestone or program completion at the end of this 2021 or at the beginning of 2022 in January and February, keep an eye and an ear out for these opportunities, because we will continuously have internship opportunities at CCPrep. You know that we are a growing school. We are expanding our training pathways. We're going to be expanding our internship opportunities as well. So we are eager to participate and have as many opportunities as possible inside our organization, in addition to all of the internships, apprenticeships, and employment opportunities that you will hear about from our employment specialists. And I know that they've already been reaching out to students as well. So inside our doors and outside our doors, we are committed to helping you get those meaningful employment opportunities, especially for those of you seeking them at the entry level to help you get your foot in the door. If anyone has any further questions about the current CCPrep internship and what that's like and what our future internships might be like, please feel free to send me an email. I can be reached at Liam, that's Liam, at ccprep-academy.org, especially for those of you who are looking at your late winter and early spring plans. And I will let you know what we know, and I will let you know what our future schedule looks like. And of course, everyone will receive the formal announcements once we're ready to roll with those. So if anybody has any questions, please feel free to shoot me an email, and I'll also be monitoring the chat here in case there's anything that comes up immediately. Thank you so much for the opportunity to share this information today. Back to you, Dr. Henry.
Thank you, Mr. Ball. We have a lot of wonderful additional supports that are available for each and every one of you. And I want to share really quickly our one additional piece, our learning labs. Thank you, Ms. Cuesta. Everyone can see that screen. So, in addition to the interventionist support, this year we've added a new course called Computer Essentials, but that's a standalone course, but there's also learning labs attached to that. If there are any times that you may need some additional brush up on skills around your digital literacy, Mr. Waldo Ford, our Computer Essentials instructor, is available Monday, Tuesday, and Thursdays from 5 to 6 p.m. We will be expanding these hours, but this is a time slot that you can come in or you can log in with him virtually and work on some basic computer skills. And again, the virtual option will be available. We'll share that link with you as well. And so this is a great supplement if you got your North Star results and you saw some areas that you thought you were a little stronger on that you did not show up on. So take the opportunity to drop into the computer lab. It's going to be held at the NCT campus, and the location will be in our small conference room. And so we'll have space for you to come in and get that one-on-one support. And if you're not in the class, this is an opportunity to get some additional support. So I want to thank you for that. And I believe that is all that I have for you today. And I want to invite you to make this day great on purpose, and also to make this semester great on purpose. It's in your hands, and you have our hands to support you. Back to you, Mr. Nixon.
I want to clap it up for the academics and training team. Teaching is a hard job. It's a hard job. Sometimes we make it harder. We bring things into the building with us sometimes, and sometimes we don't get it and we get upset. We don't think about that instructor that has to be concerned about 20 other people in the room sometimes. And so I applaud teachers. I'm actually a student as well. I take online college classes. And thanks to Ms. Spinner, who pestered me, every time I met Ms. Spinner, she would look at me and say, when you going back to school? Every meeting. And so I finally did that in school. So I know the grind that you go through. It's not easy. But the reward when you finish something, when you complete that class or that section of that GED, the reward, the intrinsic value that you feel inside, and the fact that you're even in school, the fact that you are making an attempt to do something, whether it's to better your life, your career, or even be an example to your children, your grandchildren, members of your family, that's a great testament to each and every one of you all. So I'm real confident we're gonna have a great school year this year. Something that we do every month to acknowledge your work is we have Students of the Month. So next month, we will have our first Student of the Month nominated, and we will recognize you before your peers. And you will also, there'll be some things some gifts and stuff that you're going to get as a result of that. So to talk about how do I become a Student of the Month, which is our Student Support Specialist Coordinator, Mr. Terrence Pagani, will come forward and tell you how you could become. And it's always an honor to be the first Student of the Month.
Thank you, Mr. Nixon, and good morning to everyone. Well, in this case, good afternoon and good morning. Just at this time, we just want to give you a little bit of information, very briefly, on the criteria to achieve the most coveted thing at CCPrep, which is Student of the Month. So I'll begin that process right now. The Student of the Month, as Mr. Nixon said, is going to be starting next month, and we will be honoring 2 students at that time. But in order for you to receive this award, you must have stellar attendance. So begin the process early, make sure that you have stellar attendance, certainly above 80%, which is probably the minimum. We'll get towards that 95, 100% range for stellar attendance. Display resilience, which is very, very important, and persistence. Have some time and self-management. Ensure that you are a problem solver and a community supporter. And that means not only within CCPrep, but outside of CCPrep. And problem solving does not mean that you are by yourself and solving problems. You are solving problems amongst all of the supports that are available at CCPrep. And sometimes solving problems simply means identifying the person that can help you with the problem. So ensure that you're a problem solver. Demonstrate progress within your program pathway. Each and every one of you are here for a very particular purpose. So continue on your path to achieving progress towards that pathway. Maintain communication with your student success specialist, and certainly complete your TABE assessment. Any questions? Thank you, Mr. Nixon.
So if you have not completed your student intake that we sent to you, that means you out of the running already. You out of the running. So get that. You got time to get it done. But if you haven't done it, you already out of the running for Student of the Month. So let's get that done. Fortunately, everybody in here should have taken the TABE assessment already. So you got that. Keep your attendance up. Please don't let any of the student success specialists have to call you because you missed 2 or 3 consecutive days. We're going to call you. And we know the tricks too. Oh, that's Mr. Nixon's number. I ain't answering the phone. We're going to text you. We gonna email you. And if it's too long, I'm gonna let you know, we gonna call your emergency contact and find out, make sure that you are doing well. So I can't wait. And if you the students, I got a special thing I want to do for you. For the students of the month, every month. We're gonna have a little bit of fun with that. I don't know if he's here or not, but you all have a student government. You have a student government president. I think I see him now. Please, as a staff here, we need to hear from you. We need to hear your concerns. We can't address stuff that we don't know. We don't want you walking around, man, or you go to another student, man, you know, so and he get disgruntled. But y'all ain't told us. So how can we do anything about it? You have a student government president that wants to get you all active and involved. So Mr. Anton Johnson, your student government president, is going to address you at this time.
I don't know if it's here.
Oh, we here. On the screen. It's one of
Good morning, everybody.
It's one of my-
One thing.
Oh man, I hate this mask. Is there a day we're gonna take this mask off? I'm getting like that. Everything I got.
Gotta keep it on.
So we don't have to wear this.
Gotta keep on.
And we do. But I'm excited. Good to see. I got some newcomers, new enrollees, new students, past ones, and I'm excited to see everyone. I'm happy. As you know, we like family. Basically, no deep stuff, but we are family. We look out for each other, and I am basically your voice. That's all I am. Your voice, and it's whatever we have, whatever we go through, we go through it together. And I'm not here to make you feel like you're alone and you're going to be alone. You tell me about it, and I'm going to reach out to people who can help. So we can make this, make this like a continuum. Anyhow, I almost lost my point. Okay. They say I only have 5 seconds because they know I'm long-winded. I won't hold you up long any longer. The point I want to make is there's some issues that we have to take care of in terms of stress. And I'm trying to encourage students to help maybe join me. I'll be the first in line. We have people who can address when you have problems, because stress is silent. It is very silent, and you don't realize you are stressed because you do not know the training for stress. And a lot of things can come out of that. Road rage, a whole bunch of stuff. You don't want that. So join me. I'm going to be, we have a person at MLK. I can't remember her name right now. I have it written somewhere. They'll meet her in a minute.
Mr. Johnson,
Right,
you jumping the gun.
Okay, so I'm gonna be the first. I'm gonna be the poster boy on there. Don't be. I'm just trying to break the ice. Let you know, hey, don't stress. Don't think it. They are what we call stigma that go with this stuff. Oh, you talk to that person. Nah, and that's not how we gonna get there. Get through our day. Help our kids. Help do things we have to do. That's true, those stuff. Secondly, we go on the peer assistance program, where when you have, if you're in MOS, and other students struggling like you do, or especially like I do, I'm struggling in MOS, and I need somebody to help my hand, work together. Whether I'm going to do it on Zoom, or we just need to get our assignments done. So we could graduate and go to the next one, because we have like 4 stuff. So it was under Miss Bostic, and as we know, Miss Bostic is no longer with us. So those of you who have asked me about it, I've seen 2 of you, that there's some person taking the place. So as soon as I touch bases with them, we're going to figure out how we can get this peer pressure, the peer, what am I saying? No, not peer pressure. Peer is a peer assistance program where we work with each other. As soon as I can get that, talk to them about it and see how they are, get people in place, then we could go move on with this. I need this, I know it'll help some of you. Don't stay there struggling. Let's come up with together. All right, sorry about that. Nice seeing everybody.
All right, I already got a name for it. We're gonna call it PAT, Peer Assistance Program. PAT. We already got to say, I need some assistance, peer assistance program. How many people have ridden the shuttle bus already? Anybody has been on the shuttle bus yet?
It's a smooth ride.
All right, please make sure we utilize, that's just a student suggestion that we put into place. So please use our shuttle bus.
What time do the shuttle bus pull up at the school? I mean, at the station.
Which station?
Don't the shuttle bus supposed to pick us up at Anacostia?
Yeah, we can share the updated schedule with everybody. We'll do that after the meeting today, okay?
Okay.
Every 20 minutes?
20 minutes.
Every 20 minutes, but we'll definitely share the schedule too.
I lost the mic.
I have a question.
Yes, Ms. Mercer.
If the shuttle bus is en route, like if you're not at a station, and if you see the bus and flag it down, will it stop? You have your pass? I mean,
Trey,
No.
come on up here, man, and explain that. We want you all to use the shuttle bus, and if there are questions about it, we want it up and running.
For safety purposes, probably not, but
okay.
What was the question?
if a student just barely misses the bus and the bus is starting to go, could they flag it down? But I think for safety purposes, that would be a no, correct?
He's not gonna be like the Metro. You know how Metro do. Standing there, going like this.
Please don't wave, but
And they just like, look at you. They probably be laughing.
we gonna see you come back around.
I said it's gonna be signed at the station, so you know what the sign is. It's gonna say CCPrep.
We'll have signs at the station for those who can't hear.
Okay.
Now, shuttle bus question. I'm glad I did that. I probably did about 2 minutes. Because it's continuous, so I gotta keep going.
Like this.
Oh,
You got the online people.
oh, yeah, so I can just keep going. It's like 2 minutes after, but it's on the time, so I got to keep going.
I got a question. So it's just Anacostia or the Anacostia Congress Heights?
Then, MLK site. I go to,
So you go from the MLK site?
well, sometimes it ain't parking in the front, so I go right there on the side, you know, show it on the
Yeah.
corner, right there on the side.
Is there any, the last time I took the shuttle, a student of mine noticed that the shuttle, the last bus going to MLK is 5:15, however, there's 5:30. So I was just curious about any updates on evening routes, because there's some people who have evening classes and we're looking to see the shuttle to and fro.
Well, I guess you'll have to talk to Ms. Browder, so I'm talking about. Because right now it's stopped 5:50 once I can dig. I come back from MLK and get here at 5:50, that's the last show.
So what time you come in the morning?
In the morning, I start at 8 o'clock.
8 to 5:50,
Well, 8 to 10:50.
10 at
And
night.
then we take a break until 12.
Well, actually, I'm doing all these questions. I just did the question.
Any other shuttle questions?
Is that the only shuttle driver?
Also, make sure if you want smart trip benefits that we got these flyers sitting over there so that you know that next week, October the 12th through the 14th, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. and 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. We'll be doing the smart trip benefits distribution, and then on October the 18th, same time, smart trip benefit distributions, and we'll make sure that the student success specialist send this information out to you as well, so that you'll have that for next week.
like I did, move across the street from school.
Also, another note of scheduling, no classes this Friday. It's staff development for the staff of CCPrep so that we can better do what we do. So we'll be doing that at least once a month. And then on Monday is Columbus Day, so there'll be no school. So you got a nice little break Friday to Monday. However, get on those breaks, you get used to not coming to school. And then on Tuesday, y'all be trying to squeeze one more day in. Can't do that. You need to come back to school on Tuesday. So don't plan those long trips or anything like that. Be back at school on Tuesday. At this time, I'm going to flip the order a little bit because I'm going to do this. We're going to do this last. We do have some. Ms. Johnson was alluded to it earlier, but I'm going to have Ms. Webster, who is the manager of our wellness unit, that you definitely need to take advantage of. Tell y'all a little story. Last night, leaving from MLK, I saw some flowers by the door. Like, man, I said, you going? Anybody take them? I took me 4 bundles of flowers. So I passed my mother's house. Bam! This is flowers, Mom. Then went home, got the wife. It's some flowers, baby. I scored some big points. Big points. If I was in the doghouse, I got out the doghouse. Take advantage. The Wellness Center has a lot of good stuff. Don't get caught up. I'm an MCT. I ain't going down there. Got a shuttle bus that will take you down there, bring you back. They can get food. I mean, they have a lot of good resources down there. So here to introduce our next person that you need to know. I'm going to have Ms. Webster introduce her.
Good. Inhale one at a time. One more. One more for the vine. All right. That is a simple exercise that you can do on a regular basis to get yourself centered to do something called mindfulness. So you hone in on what's important right now. That's hard to do in the middle of a pandemic. That's hard to do when you have children that you're concerned about who are at schools across the city, and you want them to people are wearing their masks and taking care of them properly while we're here in places like this. What wellness is becoming at CCPrep is a place where you can come to participate in things like mindfulness activities, things like go fitness on Thursdays.
Speak up. They can't hear you. Yep.
Okay, I'm sorry. Also, we just finished a parenting course. 10 individuals who started completed it, a 12-week course. They received stipends. They received the certificate that is honored in the DC court, so that follows them wherever they go. If they need to prove what they have done, they can show the proof for it. And we also have financial literacy. We're leveling that up a little bit through a grant with Chevy Chase Bank. We have a current program functioning in a pilot situation, Fresh Food Factory, Amanda Stevenson, who's doing a dynamic job of working with our students on life planning, where we look at the various dimensions of life to try to help individuals become better from head, heart, and hands. And we're looking at environmental wellness, physical wellness, emotional wellness, spiritual wellness, occupational wellness, environmental wellness. We're trying to cover every dimension possible. If we do a little here, a little here, a little here, and all of them, imagine how much you can level up in a short amount of time. It's possible. Through MOA, which is a memorandum of agreement with the Department of Behavioral Health, they extended the cohort to number 4 to include adult schools this year to give us access to CBO, community-based organization, and the one we selected to have a relationship with is the Hillcrest Child and Family Center. These daggone masks, get glasses, you hyperventilate a little bit. But we've got Dr. Priscilla Oaha. It's gonna take some time to practice with the last name. Think of Omaha, Nebraska, Oaha. Dr. Oha is a social worker who was on site with us Monday through Wednesday, and she's remote on Thursdays and Fridays. You can come up, Dr. O, and introduce yourself to everyone and let them know what you are here to help everybody out with. Hello, everyone. My name is Dr. Oha. Some people call me Dr. O, that is fine with you.
We can't hear anything now.
Can you hear me? Okay, good. Well, I'm over at MLK, okay, and the staff can make referrals, or you can refer yourself. Everything that we discuss is confidential. If there's anything, like if you're stressed or having any kind of problems, I'm the person that can help you. I've done this for a while. I feel secure and confident in what I can say to you and what I cannot say to you. And I will do my best to help you. I'm a woman of my word. That's one thing. If I tell you I'm going to do something, you can trust and believe I will do it. I may struggle to do it, but I will. If I can't do it, what I do know to do is refer you out. I have a lot of resources that I can refer you to. A lot of people have come to me in the past, and I've made headway in helping those who I've tried to assist. Okay, so if you need me, all you have to do is call over at MLK Monday through Wednesday, and I will be at your call. Are some of you interested in my services? Can I see the hands that may be interested? Okay, good. I'm the person that will be here to help you. So we'll leave it at that. And I hope to start having a caseload and helping out as many people as I can. Okay? Thank you.
We hope that some of you all didn't raise your hand because you just want to keep that to yourself. But please, if there's something, please, that mental piece is serious. Sometimes we talk to ourselves and we're not the best person to give ourselves advice sometimes. So sometimes we have to go talk to somebody else. And that's a great, people pay with big money for those types of services. So please take advantage of it if you feel like you just need to talk to somebody.
Vent is a good word.
Vent, yep.
Very good word.
Yes. How many of you all know, have been able to check your student email? Raise your hand if you've gone in and checked your student email. If you have not done that, if you don't know how to get into it, you need to make sure before this week is out that you know how to get into your student email. That's very important for us. That's one of our major ways to communicate with you. I want to do something real quick before we do this, do our shout outs and then end our program. So this is going to be kind of like a contest between the guys and the ladies, okay? So I'm going to say something. It's like a little slogan we have as part of our little school. The spirit is important. We ain't got no basketball team. We ain't got no football team. We ain't got no cheerleaders. we don't have something that we kind of rally around as a school to bring that school spirit up. So I'm going to say, who are we? And your line is CCPA. So I'm going to say, who are we? Y'all going to say CCPA. But I'm going to do it first. I'm going to have the ladies say it first time. Then I'm going to go to the guys to see who's the loudest in the house. All right, so we're going to do one practice round with everybody. Okay, who are we? CCPA. Okay, some of y'all ain't got no real.
CCPA. Thank you, Ms. Graham.
So the ladies gonna go first. I'm gonna call it out, but so the ladies gonna go first and then the guys are gonna go second. Okay, y'all ready, ladies?
Yes.
All right. Who are we?
CCPA.
Who are we?
CCPA.
Next time the guys gotta go.
Yeah.
All right, so the first time is gonna be the ladies, the second time is gonna be the guys, all right? Who are we?
CCPrep.
Who are we?
I think a lady's still saying it.
So we gonna be doing things, school spirit. They're gonna be programs we're gonna do during the course of the year to bring up that school spirit. And we just want you all, if you got talent, you can poetry, if you can rap, if you can do those types of things. We're gonna have some competitions, you know, so we want you all to participate in that stuff. I'm gonna bring up the CEO for our school, Dr. Jason Lodi. This is a very serious time for us as a school. We're gonna make an announcement. And that's one of the reasons why Dr. O is here. You know, so if you, based on this announcement, if this causing you some issues based on this announcement, it's an excellent source for you to go to if it causes you some, you know, mental anguish based on the announcement that's going to come forward. As a school community, I mean, one thing I can say about this place is that people care about one another. We don't judge you based on what you have and don't have. And that's what I like about this environment. So, you know, when things like this happen, it's very important that we be supportive and embrace each other as a school. So I'm gonna turn it over to Dr. Lodi.
One of the themes that we kept hearing over and over and over today, and anytime we gather, is the idea of CCPrep family, right? We call CCPrep family, CCPrep strong. And families celebrate, and today, and anytime we gather, we celebrate. But then also families grieve. And as you may have seen on social media and via email, I unfortunately have to share the news that our beloved Mr. Burks passed away yesterday morning. And I have been in communication with his family as recent as just a few minutes ago. And I asked his wife, I said, how are you doing? And she says, you know, it's an emotional roller coaster. And she did say, though, she looked at our Facebook page last night and she smiled because she never saw that picture of Mr. Burks before. And she says, can I have that picture? I said, I'll do you one better. Not only did we have these pictures professionally done last year, but our professional photographer took dozens of pictures of your husband. Wow. And I will send you them all today. And she said, for the first time since yesterday, I smiled again. And I think that just speaks to the impact that we as a school have on one another. We don't even know it. How a picture, how a story, how an interaction, how time together, we can take for granted. And then when it's gone, we have those memories. We will be celebrating the life of Mr. Burks in the future. And I told his wife this morning, I said, when you are ready, you let us know, and we will celebrate the life of Mr. Burks. And she said, wow, that's what she said. And I think that what I took away from that conversation is that so many times we don't realize the impact we've had on other people. Even holding the door for someone, or saying good morning to someone, or acknowledging their presence as you walk past them in the hallway, that might be the one thing that person needed to carry them through that day. And you won't know it. You go on your way, they go on their way, but in that moment, you had an impact on that person's life. And since July 6th, 2016, Mr. Burks has had an impact on hundreds of students and many, many faculty members and many guest members who've walked in and out of the school and in and out of his classroom. And Ms. Spinner reminded me yesterday when we were talking that everybody who has met Mr. Burks or has known Mr. Burks has a Mr. Burks story. And in some way, that's probably the very best way we can honor his memory, by recalling those stories. Because I guarantee you, every one of those stories makes you smile, and makes you laugh, and makes you go, you know what, that was Mr. Burks. That's the impact he had on you, and you may not have known it until this opportunity for you to recall that story. So look for information in the coming weeks or however long it takes for his family. We want to be respectful of that because we want to include them in that celebration. And it will be a celebration of life in honor of his dedication and impact that he's had on CCPrep. And we will share that with you, and it will be a public event so that we can truly turn out to honor this man who's given many, many years and countless hours of support and dedication to our program. And so I grieve with you, and I want you to know that we have our Department of Behavioral Health clinician with us, Dr. Priscilla here, who is housed at our MLK campus, but has accepted the offer to be accessible to you, to grieve with you, to speak with you, and her contact information will be shared with you. And this is for both students and staff. And I invite you to take her up on that opportunity to process this, to talk about this, and to make sure that you go into the school year with an assurance that you can focus on the tasks that are ahead of you. And we don't want this to be a barrier. And so we want to be with you to get over that barrier and to work through it so that you can be the very best person you can be this academic year. And so I think, though, at the minimum we can do is have a moment of silence in honor of Mr. David Burks. Eternal rest grant unto him, and may perpetual light shine upon him. May he rest in peace.
All right. Let's clap up for Mr. Burks. It's a little hard to be sad if you do Mr. Burks. He's always practice some type of joke. Always. I told him, you can't sit by me in the meeting, man, because you can get me in trouble. I'm going on the other side of the room. He's just a funny guy. Any shout outs? Anybody want to shout out a staff member, fellow schoolmate, for something they've done for you this week or prior to this week? Any shout outs? Come on up. Got Mr. Reginald Humphreys here.
Hi, everybody. How are you? I know my teacher is new. I would like to give a shout out to Miss Hunt. She's doing a really great job so far. I teach math. And you know I got a slight attention span. Thank you.
All right, any other shout out? I'll bring the mic to you.
Good afternoon. My name is Henrietta Rose, and I'm new here in DC about 2 years. And so I was told about this program by Ms. Phillips. She's one of the oldest students here at this college. And so I just want to say this college is awesome. From the first time I stepped in the door, you guys were just on it. Boom, 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 boom. I mean, it was no lacking from the time I went to the door and got in the seat as a student. And I just want to thank you guys.
We got a shout out.
Got one online?
Yep.
All right.
Ms. Graham.
Ms. Graham?
Hey y'all. I just wanted to shout out Mr. Burks for real. One, because when I first got here, I was between Mr. Burks, Lockridge, and I want to say Dr. Blake was her name. And then I came between Burks and Mr. Lockridge, which became my two favorite teachers. But one thing about Mr. Burks is like, I have this love-hate relationship with math. And Mr. Burks was like always on my back about, you know, just like trying your best and, you know, never giving up and, you know, doing your hardest. And so I've grown to have a really, really good relationship, whereas though I can go to him at any time, talk to him about anything. It wasn't just about math. It was just things outside of school that he gave me a lot of tips on. the encouragement that he had. Even when I took a break from school and I came back, it's just a bittersweet moment for real, for real. I really, really love Mr. Burks. Like, that man really got me through a lot of stuff when it came to this math. And I understand things a little bit better, you know, still figuring it out. But if it was not for Mr. Burks, I promise y'all, like, I probably would have maybe stopped a long time ago. But he just always was there. Text messages, emails. Graham, don't give up. Every time I walked into school, it was like, what's up, Graham? And I'm just like, hey, Mr. Burks. He like, okay, we gonna do something today? And I'm like, yeah. So between him allowing me to sit in his class by myself just to catch up on work, even on his lunch breaks, I really appreciate him. And I really am gonna miss him.
All right.
Yeah, I want to give out a shout out to this was Greenwell.
You got to end before.
I don't know.
I want to give a shout out to Miss.
Oh, I was trying to say something. Go ahead.
Oh, there she is. I mean, Miss Spanish, awesome lady, awesome teacher. I want to shout out Mr. Drummond too, but everything I'm doing, they're taking them away from me. I was Mr. Drummond, they took him away. They gave him his hand. I was with Mr. Forbes, they took him away. What are they gonna give me now? But I know it's Aztec, and I love it. And I love test out. So I'm telling you, I'm a test out. And thanks to Ms. Harris, I done did about 6 courses, realized I was doing the wrong thing. You know, hey.
We have one more online.
Hey, this is gonna be the last one. We got somebody online.
Ms. Greenwell, go ahead.
Yes, how y'all doing? This was Greenwell. I just wanted to give a shout out to, just to follow up on Miss Adorable, on Mr. Burks too, because I came a long way at CCPrep, and Mr. Burks helped me out a lot. And I'm gonna miss him saying, go ahead with the Greenwell, and you know, just joking around. He always made my day. So, you know, I just found out today myself that he had passed. So it was kind of like a shock to me. But I also want to give a shout out to Miss Lee. She's been doing a very good job too. And I just wanted to give her, let her know that we do appreciate her. I do appreciate her for working very hard over the summer with us. So shout out to Miss Melvin Lee too.
All right. We're gonna do this every, let you go. Brother man from across the street.
No.
Go ahead, man.
I just want, well, my name is Anthony Jacobs. I've been here like 3 years, and I just want to boogie back on Miss, I guess her name was Greenwell. I knew Mr. Burks for years. I mean, like I said, 3 years. And I didn't know he passed away either. And Mr. Gore asked me to stay here on the town meeting today. If it wasn't for him, I probably wouldn't be here. Or Mr. Carter, I want to get them 2 people some shout out. I'm like old school, like all them two. I've been here for some years.
All right, let's give everybody a round of applause as we close out our town hall meeting. That's that shout out. And those are important because just for our mental health, sometimes people don't think we always tell people when they do something wrong, but we slow to tell them when they do something right. So these things are important. So do I need to turn it over to anybody? Okay, so we are done. We about to go get some ice cream. For those of you all spring about this, about to get some ice cream and just enjoy the lunch hour. Thank you all for coming. Have a great rest of the day.